Alright, so first I created my character, a dark elf called Mr. Dude. Now, after I escaped Helgen, I knew I was wanted by the Empire and I wouldn't be able to avoid them for long. So I just decided to flee the country and head for Solstheim. So once I arrived in Solstheim, I decided I need to make a little bit of money pretty quickly. And there was a woodcutter's axe lying around for free, so I decided to just go and chop some wood to make a little bit of starting cash. So once I'd gotten a little bit of wood, I decided to sell it to one of the merchants, and I used the money I got from it to buy some lockpicks. Then I went underneath the docks and picked a lock on a strong box that's under there. Now there's an East Empire pendant inside that strong box, and it just so happens that the same merchant who I bought the lockpicks from will pay you 500 quid for one of them, which is actually 20 times what they're worth, so, not the worst deal ever. So after that, I ended up heading over to the mines, where I found a bunch of clothes lying around for free. So me being me, I took advantage of the situation and took everything that was there. So at this point, I had a good amount of money, so I ended up going into the bar place and hiring one of the mercenaries in there for 500 gold. Now, my reason for doing this was because one of the guys in the mines, Cretius Corellius, had a quest that leads to you fighting a bunch of Draugr underneath the mines. And since I'm on legendary difficulty, and my only piece of armor is a leather helmet, and my only weapon is a woodcutter's axe, you can imagine how well that would go if I did it on my own. But with the help of that mercenary, it was still incredibly difficult. Alright, so even the first part of the Draugr tomb, which was by far the easiest part of it, was pretty hard to get through. And after I was done the first half of it, it began to get extremely hard. So basically, I ended up coming to this room which had 2 Draugr Death Lords inside. Now, the first one wasn't a huge problem, since I was able to just basically lure him out of the room and execute him. But the second one was a lot more problematic. Basically, I ended up running out of both arrows and magicka halfway through the fight, and at that point, Eldrin kept on getting knocked, and every time he would get up, he would be extremely low on health, so he would only be able to get 1 or 2 hits in on the Draugr Death Lord before he was just knocked again. Now, I got to the point where I was so desperate for a way to kill this guy that I would peek out from my hiding spot, let him shoot an arrow at me, then dodge it, pick up the arrow, and shoot him with it. Now, I would quick save a lot throughout this battle, meaning that eventually I did end up killing this guy, meaning there was no one standing between me and the boss of the mission. But the bad news that comes with that is the boss of the mission is a dragon priest. Now, there is a way to just run past him and skip this battle before it starts, but that's the kind of stuff that smart people do. So I decided to fight this guy and spend an hour trying to kill him. Now, right before this fight, I had actually gotten a unique sword that shoots laser beams. And thank Arnold Schwarzenegger I got that. Because had I not got that, this guy would have taken forever to kill. Now, this took ages, but with the sword, Eldrin's help, and the power of quick saving, I ended up eventually managing to take this guy out. Now, this quest took a lot of grinding to complete, but honestly, it was definitely worth it, since once I was leaving that place, I was level 6, and I had some okay weapons and armor. So after I collected my payment and helped myself to any loose gold Cretius had in his house, I decided it was best to just venture outside of Raven Rock. But then